Joining us now, former DHS Oversight Counsel Michael Howell. Hey, Mike, it's good to see you. So the Biden administration, it looks like dealing with the border crisis is so far on the back burner, it's fallen off the stove. And, they're not going to do anything, it looks like, for now. They're doing things at the margins, Mike. But then we have Republican Senator from Texas, John Cornyn, and Democrat Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema saying, wait a second, we've got a new bipartisan bill to deal with the border crisis. This is kind of embarrassing for the Biden administration. Are they going to step up?
Yeah, I think I take a little bit of the opposite view there. I think this is a giant gift from Cornyn to the Biden administration, because what it does is it rewards the crisis they created by allowing them to turn off all the enforcement mechanisms that they turned off after the Trump administration, keep them off. These are what caused the crisis. And then it formalizes the process by which we're just catch, release, and processing. The overall numbers won't go down because of this. And so they'll skyrocket. They'll go through the absolute roof. And so what Senator Cornyn is doing with this bill is, losing all the leverage that the senators and the congressmen have over the White House to turn back on what we know works. And that's what was going on in the Trump administration.
Well, that's interesting. I hear exactly what you said. Here's what we're hearing from the border town officials and mayors and people who are at the border. They're saying, you know what, Mr. President, and your team, you're failing in your duty to protect, that they are being personally harmed. What's happening to them, Mike, is so unfair. And now it's going to another level. We've got a border mayor warning that he and the folks down there, they're seeing illegal border crossers coming in armed with guns. He's afraid somebody's going to get killed. Let's listen to Mayor Don McLaughlin of Uvalde, Texas. Watch.
This is a powder keg. My biggest fear is that one of my local law enforcement officers or one of the Border Patrol officers is going to be shot, or one of my citizens. And the Border Patrol is catching more and more and more of these people with weapons, with firearms. They're catching not only some of the border crossers, but almost every car now that they catch, they are finding loaded weapons in it.
Okay, this is any reasonable, rational person, Mike, would say this is pathetic. This is an outrage and a disgrace. If somebody gets shot and killed by a illegal border crosser armed with weapons, you got to say to yourself, are they going to take notice and do something?
You would hope, but
is that what it takes, really?
Unfortunately, it's not Biden or Secretary Mayorkas who feel the pain of their awful policies. It's those communities and the mayors in those towns you're talking about. It's going to get someone killed. It's going to destroy these places. And the only way to stop it is for Biden to undo all of the things that he's done since he took office and incited this awful crisis. We have to get the numbers down. So unfortunately, this, Cornyn Sinema bill does the exact opposite. It just sets up giant welcoming centers to push these people into our communities, and it won't do anything to stop the overall crisis.
It is literally fatally naive to say, everything is okay down there, that, we should be pro-immigration. The U.S. is open arms pro-immigration. Everybody agrees with that, Mike. The issue is the humanitarian crisis with guns, drugs pouring across the border, and the drug cartels and human traffickers own big sections of the border. They're right across the border. They're operating and running entire towns doing these operations. The fatally naive, the naivete that's coming out of Washington has to stop.
You're absolutely right. I mean, they're just trying to satisfy their far-left base with no concern to the absolute wreckage this does to Americans of all political stripes. And the only way to stop this is to stop, the massive surge of illegal immigration. America is the most generous country in the world when it comes to legal migration. There's a legal way to do it. We need to get that number of illegal as close to zero as possible. And instead, they're doing the exact opposite. Joe Biden is waving illegal aliens in like a third base coach, telling them to come home. And it's just a ridiculous way to handle our security, sovereignty, and national well-being. People are going to get hurt.
Well, it's making it more unsafe. Mike Howell, you were terrific. Come back soon. We love having you on. It's good to see you, Mike Howell.
Hey,
thanks for watching. I'm Elizabeth. Same here.